What's going on, everybody? It's Ricky Davis with Every Real Enterprises. Today I want to do a video talking about how to edit 4K footage fast on a slow computer. How we're gonna do that is by using Proxies. One of my homies hit me up the other day. He had a big project, big files, and he was struggling trying to push the files through to edit, couldn't even play it back. So I definitely understand because I had some issues with my computer in the past. And so the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna use Proxy. And basically what a proxy is basically you have your 4K footage, which is high resolution, 4K or higher, whatever. The proxy is a replica of that high resolution footage, but it's low resolution. So it creates this copy of this high resolution, and you're able to edit faster and more efficiently with the proxy. But at any moment, the beautiful part about it, press a button and you'll have your high resolution footage. And the computer will never export the low resolution footage. It's always gonna export the footage in which it was brought in, the high resolution. Now, there are 3 ways to create proxies. I'm only gonna teach you one. But I will leave a link in the description to Nathaniel from TutVid. He has an awesome video tutorial about how to create proxies, and it's extremely thorough, informative. I'm going to show you the one I love best, the one I think to me works best. All right, well, let's jump into it, and I'll show you how to do it. You know what I'm saying? First off, you want to create a folder where your proxies will go. Hopefully you're being organized already. So in here, I have my own folder that I created for this video, and if I could find it. All right, so now creating proxies. So if you have your footage, I've only selected like 6 clips here from a recent wedding we shot, and I labeled those so it's here. You would have your own folder here. You have your footage, and then you want to create a folder and title it proxies, because nothing's here obviously right now, but ultimately we're going to transfer the proxies rather into this folder. So you'll need that. So go ahead and create that. Know where you're sending it. Okay, boom. All right, and then what you want to do, you're going to want to jump into Media Encoder. So go ahead and fire that up. So we're in Media Encoder. Okay, so up front on the front end, this might seem or feel a little tedious, but once it's done, you don't have to ever do it again. You can always just go to Media Encoder and slap that preset on, and you'll be good to go. So right here at the top where it says Preset Browser, you're going to come right here to this icon, and where it says create new preset. You have the options here: create encoding preset and create the ingest. We're going to do both, but first let's go ahead and do the encoding. All right, so as we are here, go ahead and title it. This is the format or the codec. It's like a shell. So let's go ahead and say H.264. And you can say HD, UHD, HD. Now you want to create these proxies, as we talked about, in low resolution. So if you're doing 4K, you got 1080p, you got 720, 360p. So I'm going to say 360p because the whole goal or objective here is to be editing on something very low resolution so we can edit more swiftly. Cool. So you got the name. I'm going to, because I already have one created with this here, I'm going to just put example for mine. Okay, I don't want to lose or mix up mine. Now, come down to the effects. Let's go to video first. Now, notice it says 1080p, right? We don't want 1080p because that's not very low resolution. We want 360. So put in 360 right there. Booyah. Notice it's 360, 640 now. Do not hit match with source because your source should be a high resolution file. You don't want that. All right. Now render at max. We don't want to do none of that because we don't want max. Okay. Now here where it says the bit rate, we'll keep it at 1 bypass, and the bit rate we do not want 20. Again, we want to decrease this as well. Okay. So we'll just take it down to 1. Booyah. There you go. And I believe that's it. So that will be it for video. Okay. And the video. So now go ahead and go to effects. Now here's the cool part. We're gonna go to name overlay. Okay, so what this is basically, when you're creating this preset with the proxies, the other ways, the other two ways, remember there were three, the other two ways, you can't tell if you're dealing with the proxies or not. You'll know by it might be moving faster, but I don't want to just like assume that that's the proxy because it's moving faster or it might lose the resolution. I want it to say, hey, this is your proxy and you're dealing with it. So how we do that is you name the overlay. I'm going to put project underscores. This is the prefix. And then suffix, I'm going to put proxies or proxy, project proxy. It's not proxy, that's proxy. Okay, cool. Size, let's go to opacity because we want to see it. Let's put 50 and maybe 12 for the size. Let's try that. We can always adjust this, there's no sweat. Okay, so all we did was go to name overlay, preset or prefix, suffix, and then we put top center. Yeah, let's try bottom center. Cool. Okay, bet. So we could test that out real quick. So to test out what that preset looks like, let's just, I'm gonna delete that, clear that all up. You don't need nothing there. I'm gonna slide in some footage. That's footage that I had. So here's a clip of the groom getting prepped for his wedding. Notice right now it says 1080p. Well, I'm gonna go to my presets, right? This is the one that we created. I'm gonna take it, drag it, and slap it right on. Slap it. Now it's on there. So we should be able to check it out and see what it looks like. Booyah. Okay, so now we know we're dealing with this proxy. Notice it says groom. It has the whole title of the actual clip in it, and you can't really read the whole thing. I don't like that. So what we're gonna do is go back to this preset. I'm going to right click it, hit preset settings. Okay. Now we were down here in effects, remember? So we're gonna come down and it says format, source file name. So that's why I read the whole file name. I don't want the whole file name. I want prefix and suffix. Now, if you want the whole file name, go ahead and put the whole file name. You see what it was. And then you can change the size as we were down here at 12. Remember, that was pretty big. I don't want it super small, but I'm gonna try 10 though. I'm gonna try 10. See what that does. Then I go back, it should be done. Let's click and see what it looks like. Oh yeah. So now I can see it, and I've created this preset for my proxies. It should look just like this. Okay, cool. So now that's the preset. We go to create ingest preset. Now this is the cool part. So we're creating a proxy and it's just kind of there. You can edit the proxy, but how you connect that proxy to the 4K footage or whatever, while we're editing, the ingest will do that for you within Premiere. And this is probably the coolest part about it, okay? So now let's jump back into this and create the ingest. And then I'm gonna show you how to attach these proxies to your high resolution footage in Premiere Pro. Same thing, what do we call it? We had it H.264, right? HD, we had 360p, right? And let's call this titles. And remember, I'm gonna put EX on mine so I know that I'm not messing up anything I've already have created. This is where your proxies will go. This is where that folder that we created in the beginning comes in to play. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up where it says destination, where I want my proxies to go. Browse location. It was in, remember my folder here, creating proxies. And then I had the footage and boom. I want it to go to this folder right here. Booyah. So there we go. Format is the same and it's using, where's our preset? Right here. That, it should use that preset, right? Cool. So hit okay. Now my ingest is correct. And you know it's the ingest because it says it. You know it's the ingest because it says ingest. Okay. All right, cool. So now we're good money. All right, so what you want to do is you want to take those files and you want to create those presets. So I'm gonna go back to my folder where I had my video and I'm just Command A. I'm coming here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and select all of them Let's do this. Let's do one. I'm gonna slap the ingest on it. Cool. And then now I'm going ahead and do that. Okay. And I'm explaining what I'm doing. Only did that just so I can make sure that I'm using the right ingest. It seemed like we had the preset selected. Cool. Now everybody has the ingest on it. And then once they all load up, I'll go ahead, start, let the computer pound those out. Now, again, it takes a little time for that to happen, but it's necessary. And once it's done, you don't have to create the preset ever again. Only thing you would have to do is instead of them sending them to this folder, because every time you get a new project, you don't want the proxies to go to the old folder. You want the proxies to go to a new folder. So every time you create a new project or you get a new project, you just create a new folder within that new project, a new proxies folder, and send the proxies to that folder. That's all you gotta do. Okay, so now we can go ahead and start this up. And of course, I'm not gonna let you guys sit here and watch the whole exporting of these proxies. So while they're doing that, I'll get you caught up. So it should be like, so picking back up, it's all done. Okay, booyah. All right, cool. So now we have created our proxies successfully. What you're gonna wanna do is fire up Premiere Pro, create your new project. Real quick, just to double check that our proxies have been created successfully. Go back into that folder, let's see. Projects, no, not clients. Let's see, here, proxies, booyah, 4K footage. Okay, cool. So we got the proxies created. Now, here's where you attach them. We got here, so what we've done is we've imported that footage, those 6 files, okay? This one, and this one, okay? So now, this is how we attach the proxies to the 4K footage. This is the 4K footage that we're looking at here. Right click, and what you're gonna wanna do is come down here to proxy. So we go to attach proxies. So with those 3 clips being selected, these 3, then we go to attach. It's gonna send you to your folder where you have your proxies at. Proxies, and then proxies. Booyah. So for those 3 videos, notice it says bridesmaid in bed, okay, cool. Go ahead and click that one. Okay, cool. It went ahead and did it. Now here's the cool part, how you can check and see if it has created a proxy. The same way that we clicked to look at the properties, you right click, boom, go to properties. Now you know it has a proxy. The proxy media is below. And notice it says 360. Okay. Here, which we didn't use, notice it doesn't have a proxy. So we have successfully attached the proxies. So now this is how they work. Few frames from here to about here, okay? And then we'll bring that in, okay? Let's cut that about right there, okay? That's all I really need. Cool. So now notice it doesn't say proxy because it's not the proxy. This is the 4K footage, okay? But we want the proxy. So what you want to do is, see this icon here, it says button editor, boom. Go ahead and click it, and you want to look for the proxy toggle. Okay, so this is toggles proxies. I'm gonna put it over here in the front so I can find it easily, and there it is. Now notice, let's come out of there. Okay, cool. By toggling this on, bring the proxy in. So there you go, proxy on, proxy off. Notice, I don't know if you can tell the quality of the image. Proxy is off, proxy is on, okay? Proxy's off, proxy's on, okay? There you go. So you have successfully created proxies. So that's how you create a proxy for your 4K footage. I hope this helps out. I hope this brings you some kind of value. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I appreciate it so much. And y'all keep it real. Stay tuned. See you soon.